Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here. We're back with another episode of Coaster Spotlight. We got a very exciting episode today. I'm super pumped about it. This is Sonic Green Hill Zone Coaster, created by Nate Mack. So, stay tuned, and let's check it out. Alright, so this was sent in by one of our Discord beginner builders and also bronze patrons. Thank you so much for your support, Nate Mack. It helps the show keep going. It really means a lot to me. So, he sent this in and says, "Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog's Green Hill Zone, the level that started it all for Sonic. This is a recreation of the first act from Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Genesis Mega Drive / Mega Drive. I did not know they called it Mega Drive. That is interesting. Alright, the coaster acts as Sonic as it twists and loops through the level. Note, this is my first coaster creation." Whoa, this is his first coaster creation? Oh boy. Also, my Steam page has a link to a custom soundtrack that includes the original Sonic music and sounds. Time for the ride. Thank you for your time, Nathan. I will probably get flagged for copyright by using it, but I'm gonna use it. Hail Mary. Alright, so I got the audio file installed, or I guess downloaded and put in the folder. So I'm gonna quickly install it here. We gotta refresh. Oh, there, it finds it right away. There we go. We might need to retest the ride. You know what, guys? I forgot to show you the Steam Workshop page. So here it is, Sonic Green Hill Zone Coaster by Nate Mack. When I saw this submission and a couple of the screenshots, I was absolutely sold on this. It looks exactly like Sonic. Brings back a ton of memories. So definitely come rate it and favorite it and subscribe to it. Only 19 subscribers so far, guys. May 22nd for a fairly new submission, and links will be down in the description if you want to come check it out yourself. Oh, and there's a link to his Google Drive for the sound file right here. All right, so what's going on here? Is this the priority pass? No, that's the exit. So he said this was his first coaster creation ever. Very ambitious, going for such a crazy theme like this. Hold the phone. You did that perfectly. That is a great Sega sign. Oh, look at the Sega Genesis. High definition graphics. Did they actually have that on the Sega? That's amazing. 16-bit. Was it really 16-bit? For some reason I have a feeling that the Sega was more powerful, but I'm not sure anymore. That is the coolest boarding station ever. So we got an inverted coaster. And it goes into the Sonic. So, what's amazing about this is it literally is a side scroller. Like, I almost feel like we need to do like a presentation video for this, where I do the different shots and tie them together. But we'll just try and pan the camera and go through here, looking at all the little goodies. So, I mean, the way you've done these blocks, or what is, these are just colored vinyl plastic pieces. That's quite incredible. So it's 12,000 pieces total. I don't think that's everything though. Oh, my computer's gonna explode. All right, 28,000. Roughly, rounded up. That is a lot. It definitely has the Sonic feel. I don't like. I used to play quite a bit of Sonic, but it's been a real long time. I love how you've introduced all the little rings and the little half pipes. Sonic always ran up the half pipes. Is a great spot for an inversion. I think the inverted coaster is actually quite suitable too. Makes it feel like he's running because your feet are practically dangling. Now, what could have been cool is the use of no collision and not using an inverted coaster, because you could have had the coaster actually going through the half pipe, and the coaster would have just been riding all along the geometry. That could have been also really neat, but I don't want to take away from this because it looks amazing. Look at that. He's rolling through the little nooks. Yeah, We're going to have to do cinematic mode on this, and hopefully it works out well. Look at how perfectly you've done these trees. And what was this guy's name? Professor or something? He's always like flying around in this like whirly ball. Oh, you made a Sonic. That is great. He's like, what's up? Arms crossed. I love this Nate Mac, and I want to see I want to see more from this now. I want a Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles triple synchronized boomerang coaster, because what you could do, we were talking about this because of who was it? Was it Combat Wombat? Somebody made a it was Double Vision from the boomerang contest, where they laid the tracks on top of each other. They gave me some ideas. So what you could do for this is you could build a different level and have a red track, a blue track, and a yellow track essentially on top of one another. In some cases, you could even duplicate them, but you make it so one boarding station starts off slightly behind the other two. So they're all like one boarding station, the next one, and then the next one. And that means when they all leave together and they're triple synchronized, they're pretty much following each other. So Sonic goes up, Tails goes up, Knuckles goes up, or whichever order you want to have it in. And they're pretty much all on the same coaster track together. And then they're doing the circuit together. And maybe then you could play around with using a different coaster that's using no collision. And it's so all the coasters are essentially gliding across the geometry. But anyways, I'm just throwing some ideas out here. This one's completely original, and I'd love to see more of this because I think it's absolutely so creative. So well done. Let's try out the coaster and take a look at the stats. Actually, you know what? I didn't look at nighttime, but I have a feeling it might not be. Oh, it does have some lighting here. I don't think there was nighttime versions of the levels for Sonic. I'm not quite sure. There might have been some nighttime levels. It's making me want to go play some Sonic, though. And I like how you lit up the trees like this. They're like lamps. Really well done. Okay, now we're going to look at the stats here. We got a 6.06 excitement, 7.9 fear, and a 4 nausea. So stats are quite radical, but I mean, it's acting like a hedgehog here. It's doing some crazy stuff. It's very drastic. It's dropping, turning, dropping, turning. So that's kind of to be expected, but it's nice to see that the guests are actually going on it. Not too many of them. They're all a little bit nervous about it. But I would be too if I was a hedgehog. So let's get on this. All right, we are leaving the Sega Genesis console. Here we go! How come I don't hear the music? Oh! The music's awesome. Definitely getting some nostalgic feelings from this. And there was a checkpoint marker there. I remember those now. Look at that. Oh, we're going into the waterfall. Oh, yes. This is amazing. I love it. gonna pause it real quick so one doesn't leave. Now I have to say, well, the music was really good. It was pretty random, and I get not everybody is a Adobe Premiere master or video editor, but you could take those little sound bites, like the going through the rings and stuff, and you could edit them out. If you had little sound clips for each one, it would have been really amazing. So when we went through this, it went gling gling and gling gling, all timed perfectly. And then when you're rolling through these areas, that's when you hear the sonic, the charge up. And then the roll going through here. The music, I think what would have been best, because it was all kind of random. We were hearing things, but we weren't seeing them. It kind of detracted from this experience, and I think just the music without the sound effects would have been a much better experience. But had you been able to time the sound effects perfectly to all the events happening on the coaster, I think that would have just really made it a perfect experience. To edit all that in, it's not actually too much work. What you could do is you could record the coaster in Adobe Premiere, and then when you see the coaster going through the ring, and you just look at the time track in Adobe or Sony Vegas or whatever you're using to edit, you just put the sound effect in when you see that part of the video. And you just follow the video along, adding sound effects in when you see the coaster going through that part. Then what you do later, you take out the video, and then you just render off the audio and put the music track on top. And then it will be perfectly in sync, because you were syncing it up with the video along the way. And then you're essentially just taking the video out, and then it'll work perfectly every time. So just, there's plenty of free editing programs out there, so something to look into. Nonetheless, that was absolutely incredible. Let's give it a ride in cinematic now. I feel like the audio stopped playing. Oh, there it is. Huh. Yeah, the end level sound effects would have been great as you're coming into the station. Beautiful shot. Love it. There you go, everybody. Great job, Nate Mac. I think you got a good thing going here, and I don't know if you're sick of the theme yet, or if that took you a lot of work and you want to do it again, but I think you can keep rolling with it. There's a lot of fun Sonic levels. There's a lot of fun characters that you can do with the Knuckles and Tails and all that jazz. Maybe testing out with the no collision tricks and stuff like that. You could probably take it a little bit further and maybe even play around with the audio files. So definitely some room for mastering this, and I think it has a lot of potential. Nonetheless, this was absolutely a ton of fun. You nailed all the little assets that go into Sonic. Gave me a ton of nostalgic feelings. So really well done and really incredible experience. So thank you, Nate Mac. All right, everybody, that was Sonic Green Zone Coaster by Nate Mac, and that's going to do it for this episode of Coaster Spotlight. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more Daily Planet Coaster videos. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a patron or simply leaving a donation or tip using the links down in the description below. All right, everybody, as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.